Morning, everybody. I do a quick video this morning and ask the very pertinent question: what's next? What's left that they could do to us? It's just, trying to think about it. Then program and indoctrinate us in education. They poison us and stun our health with their food, and then they come in and poison us with the pharma, and then the corporations come in and rob us blind for products they tell us we need that we don't need. Technology, they're using it to control every aspect of our lives. 24/7 surveillance. I've been trying to think, what's next? What's next? About the only thing I can think is just full-fledged bio surveillance on you, where the chip or something, or you can't escape. Well, right now, pretty much, it's hard. I don't know how you'd escape now. It's gotten pretty tight. It's gotten pretty tight. I can't believe people are still trying to come in. Haven't they heard? Haven't they heard what's going on? We ain't got no money. We ain't got no money. We ain't got no. We can't take you in. We can't afford to feed you. The story I'd always heard about China is if they ever went to war, they'd win and they'd never have to fire a shot. They'd just keep sending in troops, 100,000, half a million, million at a time, and surrender. Not fight. Don't fight. Go surrender. We surrender. Take us as your prisoner. And then you got to feed them. You got to house them. You got to clothe them. Medical. Can't do it. Yeah. Can't do it. Country couldn't do that. Turn away. No, we can't. But we're in a war. You have to take me as a prisoner, or you guys shoot me. Start shooting. What are you gonna do? You can't take them in as prisoners. Couldn't avoid it. I'll wake and bake with you guys. Yeah. Where is it? Is it over here? Yeah. Yesterday we got our cannabis oil in, me and Alex. Our delivery. Their gummies are way better now. Yeah, I got a deal of gummies. Man, they're tasty. Boy, the first few times I got gummies, they were pretty harsh. All right, what's next? Can you think of? Our religion, they've destroyed and perverted the family. It's all. What's next? And I swear, I'm about to get to the point where if they don't do something, just one of these crooked politicians, I don't care, Obama, Clinton, Clapper, Comey, I don't care. If just one of them, somebody held accountable, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that shit. You're not supposed to be able to use the full force of the federal government to win your election. That's called communism, socialism, fascism. We don't do it that way. And that's always been the thing, is that Democrats, they don't give shit. They crooked some bitches. They'll cheat, steal, lie. They don't care. Conservatives, most of us won't. Some of us will. Some of us pretty crooked up there. But most of us, we stop short. We won't go in there and vote against you ripping everybody off, but we're not going to vote. Yeah, we're not going to do it. But it's just, I said it before, I'll say it again. Most admirable trait of the left is they stick together. They stick to the narrative. I mean, hard times, good times, hard times, it don't matter, man. The left sticks to the narrative. Hell, I've been spewing here. Let's see. I doubt it. But if anybody was to want to jump in, let me put the link in the chat. But yeah, I mean, think about it. Think about it. I saw one of the best takedowns of a lefty on abortion the other day. That was great. The guy says, "Hey Eric, what's up, bud?" The guy's talking about the woman's right. It's her body. You can't do nothing. You know, just keep your hands off. You know, they're individuals. And so he's asking me, he's like, okay, what if the mom does meth? And the guy says, well, then that's different. So that's different. She's trying to harm the child. And you can't do that. And then hit him. He can see his face and hit him. She's trying to harm the child. Well, what does abortion do? What does it do? How about drinking? It's bad for the child. They'll all jump on you. They got pointed out the two different Seinfeld episodes that deal with abortion. On one, Elaine and George, they go to a psychic, I think, and the lady's pregnant. She's smoking. Oh, so Elaine loses her shit. What are you doing? How can you do that to your unborn child? It's so terrible. And they end up leaving. They're all mad. Now, then the next episode, it's like she won't even eat at a restaurant because the owner isn't pro-choice. He refuses to eat at that restaurant because he's pro-life. What? That's the way the left is. No, I can kill this baby. Don't kill that man who raped, robbed, and murdered a family. You can't take his life. His life is worth more. More than maybe an empty rusted tin can. Maybe worth more than that. Not much. But I mean, wow. I was watching interviews last night. And it's so funny, these lefties. I admire them. They will not, even when confronted with the evidence and cornered, they will always do a side slither, double backflip to the side to turn the whole, twist it all to where they're like, well, you didn't say it that way. And then right there, they slither out of it somehow. It's like, no, you. That's the way I meant it. No, I got nothing to do with that. What? I was watching this one, and this guy, he's a political researcher / investigator / like, yeah. At one point, he'd go, well, the data shows, and the reviewer goes, we're not talking about polls or anything. We're talking about A, B, and C, right? And he, yeah, well, but polls are important. He's, you could argue that point. And so they go on, and the dude just keeps bringing up polls, polls, and data, and it's like, I'm not asking you about that. Stop. I'm asking your opinion. What do you think? And that's the crazy part. They won't actually ever give their opinion if there's any chance they get exposed as a hypocrite. All those that gum judicial nominees and stuff, all the witnesses that come before Congress, they won't answer no questions, man. They won't answer one single question. One lady who's pro-choice to the nth degree was an activist, protester. She won't answer whether she believes you should have the right to abort right up to the moment of birth. She does believe that, but she won't say it in public. She won't say it. Now we say she are. Well, there's every circumstance is different, I ain't, I don't know about, I'd have to judge the situation and let the doctor and the patient decide. But what do you think? Well, see, as a judge, I can't impose my own personal views. You're going to impose them on us when you get by in that bench. You're going to show these conservatives what activism from a bench is like. And man, they're getting after it. They're getting after it. I've been seeing a deal where guys talked about more and more of these Obama judges that Obama did, because Obama got to do a bunch, are having stuff bumped up, overturned, kicked back. It's just a constant. They're just throwing shit at the wall, see what'll stick. They don't care. That's one of the last big tactics, is just get your name out there associated with with a lawsuit or criminal activity. It don't have to be true. It don't have to be true. They don't care if it's true. They just need it out there so they can do the Nancy Pelosi wrap-up smear. They just need somebody to say it. And then they take it to the press. Look what we heard. Look what an anonymous source told us. And the press goes, oh, congressional office says they got this, and this on that person. It's crazy. What's next? Honestly, what's next, guys? Can anybody guess what's coming over the horizon in July? Have y'all heard about it here in the U.S.? What I understand here, July 1st, the Treasury and the Fed are going to kick off a digital money for the U.S. And I think, if I remember correctly, they're going to tout it as, oh, this is just a corporate thing. Or easier for them. It's just a corporate thing. It's going to be so good for them. It's going to save money. It's going to, all this shit. And then our bank's going to send us a notice before we know it, going, yeah, I need you to come in and do a retinal scan, a biometric scan, so we can issue your digital money. Or if I want my cash money, we ain't got any here. We ain't got any. I don't know if y'all have ever tried to get more than $3,000 or $4,000 at a bank at one time, but these days you have to give them a day's notice if you want usually more than $5,000. A couple of times I went and wanted 25, 30,000 in cash, and they were like, yeah, I want this. Well, hey, we can give you like 6 today, and you can come back tomorrow. Well, we'll get it. We'll get it from the main bank, or we'll get it in here, but we don't have it. So the whole premise of robbing banks anymore is kind of like, print me out a cashier's check for $1 million. Give me $1 million cashier's check. If all they got in the vault on hand is like $5,000, who's gonna rob a bank for that? Well, I was hoping that Ashley would show up. She had messaged me the other day saying, oh, I just missed you. And I thought, she said, let's do 1 in the morning. I'm off. And I said, sounds good to me. Let me know when. And I don't think she messaged me back. She hadn't as of lately. Let me see. I bet she's about to bust. Oh, I was watching some different deals about proto-millennialism, post-millennialism, what I believe in. But everybody I hear that talks about it, they have a different take. They have a different take. I was listening to a guy, and he says, well, post-millennials are like the anti-millennials that, some believe that he's here right now. We're doing it right now. The millennial reigns right now. But none of them ever went into, no, post-millennial it's done. The devil has been loosed. We're in this short season. And the next is the Battle of Gog and Magog. I never heard one of them go there. And and I've definitely never heard any of them go look. There's too much evidence that points to Armageddon across the realm. There's just too much. There's the monolithic structures. There's the melted mountains. There's unexplained caves and tunnel systems, and there's tech. There's things that we just are unexplainable that are beyond us today, and the excuses they give are civilizations 35,000 years ago, 1,000,000 years, whatever. They have no answers. They got nothing. The Catholic Church, the synagogue of Satan, like the Bible says about the Jews then, they say they're Jews, but they're not. They worship at the synagogue of Satan, even then. And you got to think then were real Jews, real Hebrew Jews. And from what I understand today, there's nobody in those bloodlines. Or if there are, they're very few, and they don't know who they are. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah. The if y'all see anything different, send me a link. I'd love to hear somebody give that point of view, because I'll never hear it. I'll never hear that argument that just like Noah's time, and it says it'll be like in Noah's time, and then that the whole world, everybody, all of man, mind had turned to evil. And wow, there's not a big percentage, kicking rocks around this flat earth right now that I would think would constitute too big of a percentage of the population. So much materialism and selfishness and spiritualism. Boy, that's going to lead a lot of people down the road to hell. Just you got to be spiritual. You can manifest. You plant the seed, and you will sow God's riches. Those poor people. They searching, and nobody will open the door to them. These people keep lying to them. This is the way to God. This is the way to God. Instead of telling them it's you. You've got to search your heart. You've got to find God. You've got to pray and fast and seek out God. I don't get it. These churches, man, they got 2,000, 5,000 people at every service. They do 2 services a day, take in millions of dollars every year. If those were all good, righteous Christians, and that was a righteous body of Christ, I would think we'd see different manifestations from those churches. Rather than the same old. I mean, just about all of them have had their scandal. Sex, drugs, and money. What do you do? Hey, Tony, what's up? What's going on? But y'all, what's next? What haven't they done to us? What haven't they done? You can't sling a dead cat without something that's been altered. I don't care what you say. Look at it. Whether it's academia, medicine, politics, for sure. All of it. I've been doing well. Been doing good, Tony. Thank you. You? I'm just living the dream, man. Living the dream. I got 2 new granddaughters. Oh, of course. When I found out, it was probably 10 or 15 years ago, I found out that most preachers, they belong to a website, to a Christian group, and they can get sermons there. What do you want to talk about today? Let's talk about the resurrection. Boom, right there. Click on it, and it give you a couple of sermons. Wow. Yeah, thanks, man. Them babies are sweet. July 1st, we're going out there for a week. Get to stay with them. My eyes watering. But we got to wonder, what is next? What are these people going to do? What are they going to do? I mean, geez. Oh, God, he had a good point. And I think I'm gonna pick it up about white privilege and true white privilege, if you have it. This guy says, and I agree. True white privilege is the ability to criticize anybody of your ilk, whatever they throw you in. We can criticize all the white presidents, all the white politicians, it don't matter. We can criticize them, and our group doesn't turn on us. But those other groups, whatever group you're in, if you say something about that group, they're going to turn on you. They're going to turn on you, and until you apologize properly. Yeah, it seems that way, right, Eric? But those groups, they'll turn on you. You stick lockstep with the message. You don't step back and go, whoa, guys, hang on. That's bullshit. We can. That's white privilege. That's white privilege. And I feel like I can criticize any group. What are you going to do to me? What are you going to do? If I think you're doing something ignorant, if I know you're doing something wrong, I got every right in the world to say, hey, that ain't no good. That's no good. But the true white privilege is being able to criticize our own with no repercussions. And then there's those guys that they've reached exit velocity. And so they can, Elon and all those guys, there's a few of them out there that can say whatever they want. What are you going to do? Did you see what Elon did on Twitter? That was a big move, man. Letting Matt Walsh play his transgender What's a Woman movie. And did you hear he fired the people who initially started putting all these tags on it? They didn't ban it. They didn't block it. They just put so many tags on it. Nobody was really going to be able to see it because it wouldn't come up on anybody's feed. And And they went back and forth on Twitter, and then Elon, he fixed it, and they got to go full live stream. Elon even put it on his own deal. That was a big deal, man. There was a lot of them crazy lefties. Yeah, check out Twitter. There was a whole dust up. They weren't gonna let it play on Twitter. And I think they said because 2 different times in his movie he misgendered somebody, so they were gonna cut the movie. But way to go, Elon. Good one. That's good. That's good. If those people are triggered, don't watch it. You ain't gotta watch it. Well, it's hard to pay attention to those things. I dip in now and then and just take a look. I don't message. I don't say nothing. I just see what's going on out there, what these people are saying. And my account was blocked. They had suspended me until Elon took over. And one day, it had probably been 6 months. I tried to log in, and I couldn't even find my account. I didn't have an account. So when Elon showed up, I re-downloaded the app, went to set up my account, and it let me. They let me this time. Before, I had no access whatsoever, and so I got unbanded, and I'm just kind of looking around, seeing what these idiots are saying. Never twittered. I don't necessarily tweet. I just peruse. There's one dude on there, man. He's been putting out a bunch of the stuff about the Obamas. He's getting up all the old stuff, man. He had the video on there yesterday of the guy in Chicago telling the story about when Senator Barack Obama got in his limo and he performed fellatio, and they smoked crack, and they snorted coke, and yeah, do y'all remember that? That was during, what was it, 10, 11, around in there, in his first term. And that dude he spelled it all out about Obama. He's got those people are so good at their memes. He's got a bunch of pictures of Michelle, like in a backless dress, standing, with another picture put of it like a football player, without a shirt on, or a basketball player. Now look at those shoulders, man. That's a man. That's a man. That's a man. And he's put out a bunch of stuff on the Clintons too. That last dude of the Clintons to commit suicide is one of the best. I heard a deal. I didn't realize who that guy was, man. He was one that was in deep. He was one of Clinton's foreign policy advisors. He had worked with the campaign. He had worked with the foundation. He had brokered deals with China for the Clintons and stuff. He was big in the China deal, big in the China deal. And yeah, he shot himself in the chest with a shotgun, and then he tied himself up and hung himself with an extension cord from a tree. So, I mean, he was done. He wanted out. He was going to do whatever it took to get out. It's funny how all the Clinton suicides are very talented. Very talented. They can pull off things that nobody's ever been able to pull off. They pop themselves twice in the back of the head. They do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, dude, you hadn't seen that stuff. those Clinton years. They were talking about the Conair, or the CIA's airlines, and how the guy from Ohio, and Jeffrey Epstein was his name in Ohio, that rich dude. Ghislaine Maxwell, they were dealing with him. But they bought the airline from the CIA, supposedly. And they said once they had bought it, when you go look at the routes and the traffic that it flew, 99% of the trips are from Ohio to China and back. Yeah, Eric, hello. Don't you see it? You put the shotgun right here. You have your extension cord, and I believe you have some rope so you can tie your hands. And you have your extension cord. It's going to go around your neck a few times, and you're going to hang by it. But first, what you have to do first is I think. Hang on, let me figure this out. How would I do that? Can't tie my hands first because I got to pull the trigger. And the gun, I got to get rid of the gun because the gun's never been found. I got to get rid of the gun. So I told you they're talented. They're very talented people and high intelligence. They pull off some stuff that, David Blaine, Copperfield, all those guys, they want the secrets. They want the secrets. How do you do these? Yeah, but the airline deal, that was crazy. And that dude, this last suicide, he had bunches and bunches of trips on that. He was the one that would take Epstein to the White House. He was the guy that would sign him in. Yeah, and I mean, oh my God, if they had this much evidence against me, I'd already be I'd be under the jail. I mean, it'd be done. If they had a third of this evidence on me, a tenth, I'd be in jail. You'd be in jail. Any of it. Oh, no. They're not trying anymore. No, the mask is off. Obama started it. Obama started to take off the mask. And then
Monkey's off.
they started.
The monkey's off. Morning.
Morning there.
Morning.
The wife is up. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, you can sit there and pine away all day on the evils and the bad and all that. But yeah, like I always say, just have good discernment and good vibrations and stay on that narrow path. Stay on that narrow path. It's the only way. It's the only way. Because that material world out there ain't got nothing but misery. Nothing. That's the name of their game. Feels good at first, and then it tears you up. Just tears you up. Well, guys, everybody's up and around here, man. It was sure good seeing you again, Tony. Right? Coffee to you. Have a good one. You guys take care. Like I say, good discernment, good vibrations. Love you guys.